Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. We are going to start our practical session for Zoogeography and Paleontology. I will be your trainer in this course. I am Ms. Razia Bashir from University of Education, Lower Mall Campus, Lahore. Today we will start with the geographic coordinate system in Zoogeography and Paleontology. Our today's experiment is identification of various zoogeographic regions of the world. In order to identify different geographic regions of the world, we will use geographic coordinate system. A geographic coordinate system is that which uses a three-dimensional spherical surface to determine locations on the Earth. Any location on Earth can be referenced by a point with longitude and latitude coordinates. So today we will understand geographic coordinate systems, and then we will do certain activities in order to understand this coordinate system. A geographic coordinate system is basically a reference system for identifying locations on the curved surface of the Earth. Locations on the Earth's surface are measured in angular units from the center of the Earth relative to two planes. These planes are actually defined by the equator and the prime meridian. There are two planes, one plane which is defined by the equator and the other plane which is defined by the prime meridian. So a location is therefore defined by two values, a latitudinal value and a longitudinal value. As our Earth is spherical system, so we have to understand the system of geographic coordinate which is going to find out the location of a point on Earth. There are two basic planes, the horizontal plane and the vertical planes. Horizontal lines, they run from east to west. These are also known as lines of latitude. As these lines, they run parallel to each other and they are always equidistant to each other. They are also known as the parallels. The 0-degree parallel or 0-degree latitude is the line which divides Earth into northern and southern hemisphere. This line is known as the equator line. Whereas running parallel to these are other equal latitude lines up to the 90-degree. Vertical to these lines run from north to south. These are also known as lines of longitude or meridians. The 0-degree longitude, also known as the prime meridian, which passes through the Greenwich, London. All other lines, they are running from north to south. However, like the parallel lines, the longitude lines are not the parallels. They are not equidistant. These lines, they intersect at the North Pole and the South Pole. In order to map the world, when we put together the latitude lines and the longitude lines, the resultant is an internetwork which is known as the graticule. So these lines encompass the globe and form a grid network which is called as a graticule. Using these pictures, we can clearly understand the geographic coordinate system comprising latitude and longitude. Here you can see the 0-degree latitude, which is the equator. So these lines, they run horizontally across the Earth's surface. Equator is 0 degree latitude which divides the earth into northern and southern half, while all the lines which run parallel to this equator are known as the parallels or lines of latitude, whereas the vertically running lines are known as the meridians or lines of longitude. As a point of reference, the 0 degree longitude is basically prime meridian, which is passing through the Greenwich, London. Putting together the lines of latitude and lines of longitude, the Earth is going to make a radicular network from where we can identify the position of specific country or a city or place using the given scale. First, coming to the latitude or parallels. The line of latitude midway between the poles is called the equator. It defines the line of zero latitude. North and south are lying above and below the equator. In previous diagram, you see the line of 0 degree latitude, which is called as the equator, while other parallels are latitude lines. They move along equidistant to equator. What are the longitude lines or meridians? The line of zero longitude is called the prime meridian. For most geographic coordinate systems, the prime meridian is the longitude that passes through Greenwich, England. It serves as a 0 degree longitude and a reference point from where we can count eastward or the westwards in order to count the longitude lines. West and east are to the left and right of the prime meridian lines. Latitude values are measured relative to the equator and range from -90 degree at the south pole to +90 degree at the north pole. Longitude values are measured relative to the prime meridian. They range from -80 degree when traveling westward to 180 degree when traveling east. If the prime meridian is at Greenwich, then Australia, which is south of the equator and east of Greenwich, has positive longitude values and negative latitude values. Here you can see 0 degree latitude and 0 degree longitude. So 0 degree latitude is basically the equator line which divides Earth into northern and southern hemisphere. On either side we can travel up to the 90 degree. Whereas the 0 degree longitude is prime meridian running through the Greenwich, London. On either side of this line we can travel up to 180 degree eastward or westward. Using this link, students can find out the latitude and longitude of a specific place. As our main aim is to identify various zoogeographic regions in the world. So this given link will be used to find out the geographic coordinates of different zoogeographic regions. After using the above mentioned link, students can also follow this geographic coordinate system where the latitude and longitude lines are mapped on the earth and making it very easy to verify whether the latitude and longitude which a student has verified is actually the same thing as found on the globe. After comprehending the geographic coordinate system, student can be engaged in different sort of activities. For example, I have designed an activity where after demonstrating these geographic coordinate systems, students can find out the geographic coordinates of Pakistan. They can also mention which geographic region it can be. For this activity, students can use the above given map of the world and link given in the above slides. The same knowledge student can utilize to find out the geographic coordinates of various zoogeographic regions. Thank you all for listening and learning it carefully. This is the end up of our today's demonstration. If you have any question, you may ask through the Google Classroom or WhatsApp group meant for the zoogeography and paleontology.